Hey everybody, Dave Sikorsky here with CCA Maryland. I hope you're doing well. It's today, Monday, May 5th. We've got a beautiful spring day out here. I'm at Tall Timbers Marina on the banks of the Potomac River. Back there it is, America's River, down here in St. Mary's County. And of course, we are storing reef balls. And so these were built by our fifth grade partners at Huntingtown Elementary, to be specific. And they're joining here a pile where we have 128 low profile reef balls here. That's just shy of the reef size we like to start with. So we're going to have 150 here ready for a contractor to pick up on the beach there here at Tall Timbers Marina, take them out into the Potomac and take them down to, we think, the Hog Island Reef site, which is now permitted to accept some reef balls thanks to our friends at the Potomac River Fisheries Commission. So when I say I'm building your next fishing spot, it's happening, right? And we know that habitat today equals fish tomorrow. Last I spoke about our habitat program, we were looking forward to a reef deployment in the chop tank that unfortunately has been delayed till June, but I'm going to give you a bigger update on some habitat stuff here shortly. First and foremost, I want to mention the Central Region chapter that's happening this Saturday, May 10th. If you're reading this and checking this out before then, come on out to Ligonor Wine Cellars and support our programs. None of what's behind me, none of these reef balls, none of the reefs we've built, and all this programming across this region would exist if it weren't for some hardworking volunteers that came together to create the Central chapter now just 10 years ago. And so we still work with some of the same partners. I was up there last week building with fourth graders in Carroll County. We're working throughout Calvert County, like I said, where these reef balls came from. And we're also fundraising towards another reef ball trailer to hit the road in the Eastern Shore very soon. So go to our website, check it out, ccamd.org. If you're on social media checking this out or on YouTube, check out the link tree in the comments, and you can find all the different stuff on our website. Also, make sure you follow us on social, the Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. There's our stuff right at the bottom of the screen. So I will be out at the Central Region Banquet this weekend, but we're also looking for volunteers to support the Catfish for Kids tournament. So Anglers and Combos for Kids, their youth fishing program, have come together to host Catfish for Kids. CCA Maryland's proud to be a sponsor to promote kids going fishing, but also you going fishing and having a good time raising money to send kids fishing. See how all that works? Go have fun, support a great group, and they're taking kids out fishing this weekend. So your fishing would start Friday at 2 p.m. and you have 24 hours to catch as many blue catfish as you can. Bring them back to anglers, but don't take my word for it. Click the link and make sure you get signed up. They're also looking for volunteers to support with the registration process, with the weigh-ins, and just helping manage the event. If you've ever been to an event like this, there's lots of moving pieces, and just one more person that's willing to stand around and help out, it's always an added benefit to the event. And of course, if you look at the work that they do at Combos for Kids, it's because of great leaders coming together and standing up and saying, I will. So Combos for Kids will be getting these kids out on the water. The fish being caught will be provided to those in need in Annapolis. So the point is, if you're not at the Central Region Banquet, hanging out, supporting us out at Ligonor Wine Cellars on Saturday, then Friday into Saturday, you better be down at Anglers having a good time. I think we all know they know how to throw a great event that you will enjoy. So I think it's like a $25 donation to get signed up for adults. So again, get out there. Also, if you're not signed up for the Great Chesapeake Invasives Count yet, I know it's scrolling through the screen here. Head on over to our website or go to ccamd.org/count. Remember that if you sign up, it is free. You can participate year-round to win prizes when you take a picture of the invasive species you catch. That's the northern snakehead or Chesapeake chana, the blue catfish, and the flathead catfish. And so just last week on Live with Lenny, we drew the April 2025 prizes and also highlighted some new prizes for May. So thanks to our friends at Hook Sunglasses, we'll be giving away a free pair of sunglasses. And all you have to do to register is make sure your membership is current at CCA, renew your membership or join. So renew or join, and then also sign up for the invasives count. So one thing is free. One thing will cost you a little bit, but you'll get our Tide magazine. And if you're an existing member, when you renew, we just add 12 months onto the end. So just extend that CCA membership. Also, check out the different ways you can support CCA as a member on a higher level. You'll see on the screen here in a moment our life membership program. If you've seen our past videos, we continue to support or promote our Blackstone life membership program. There it is. Become a life member, and there's different levels you can donate for different prizes. They're all different Blackstone grills, griddles. And now that it's outside cooking season, it's perfect timing. You can make a donation to CCA Maryland, and we will get you your gift. And so otherwise, make sure you just stay up to speed with us on all the different social media and what's going on. We're always looking for folks to get more involved in our local chapters, actually physically out helping building reefs. You can sponsor a reef, or you can just come out and support some of our events. Nearly all of our events are volunteer driven, and we're an idea that people came together to carry forward. And so we've got lots of great volunteer leadership around the state. If you see a void anywhere in your area and want to do more, just reach out anytime. You can, again, see the email at the bottom of the screen, information@ccamd.org, and get more involved. In my area, in the greater Baltimore area, I know we've got some great stuff on tap in June, July, and August. We've also got some great DC stuff, Southern Maryland stuff, lots going on. And where the rubber hits the road for some of our work, I also want to highlight, as I said earlier, we've got the spring meeting of the Atlantic States Marine Fisheries Commission starting very soon here this afternoon on Monday, May 5th. And it will run all week with different species being considered by the boards, different management actions considered, different scientific guidance provided. And so if you're into what's going on with our fisheries, or you want to know, you can watch species by species, follow along by clicking on the agenda. The agenda will walk through species by species timeline, what's happening. Anytime you're going to see bold language there, that's an action happening. And so tomorrow is going to be quite a busy day. The policy board will be meeting in the morning, and then we'll go into talking about drum species, the scanids board. It's a red drum is one possible action I think folks will want to look at. There's some conversation around possible changes. These fish are managed from the South Carolina line down to Florida, and then the North Carolina, South Carolina border north in a north and south region. And there'll be some discussions about what's going on. Is there any technical guidance to take action? What's the stock assessment look like, and so forth. These boards meet at every single meeting, typically, as long as there's an update, and there's always staff and scientists working hard, whether they're from a state agency or the commission as a whole, or our federal partners are always working behind the scenes. And so after lunch, we'll have the straight bass meeting. This is one where there's a lot going on, and there's a Maryland-specific discussion that will happen. So we'll get an update on what's happening with the technical process. The benchmark stock assessment, we'll be reviewing what's called the terms of reference for that assessment. I think this is a really informative meeting to sit in on for folks to understand kind of what the managers and what the scientific body, the technical advisors are really looking at as we enter into a benchmark stock assessment. This is when new sources of data are considered, maybe old ones are removed, and some changes can happen with our perspective of what's out there. And then and then B, how many we can take through controlling fishing mortality. And so we control fishing mortality through actions like addendums. And as you see on the screen, we have draft addendum 3 being considered for action tomorrow in the afternoon. This will include a proposal that came out of Maryland, out of the Joint Striped Bass Committee process that Maryland DNR led. That would be shifting some of our seasons, not changing our bag or size limits, not changing allocation from one side to the other, recreational versus commercial, but simply moving our seasons around. And the proposal that is in the information here can actually be found in the various links. I think supplemental 2 should actually have, let's see here if I can do it while I'm recording. So see, these are some different analysis for the addendum. I need to read these tonight. These are different ways that things can be changed, and some public comment, it appears. So I may not have clicked the right link there. But the bottom line is on the Atlantic States website, in that meeting tomorrow, asmfc.org, you can find out what's going on, what's under consideration. The long story short is there could be changes for 2026 on striped bass. We might consider some changes for red drum as well. I don't know yet. We will see as the board deliberates. And so log in. If you're not into that stuff, I want to see you out at a CCA event or checking out one of our habitat projects. And remember, head over to ccamd.org. As I mentioned earlier, we delayed the Choptank River deployment of the Clint Waters Reef for things out of our control. The permit was not ready, but we're also looking to Virginia. We've got a planned deployment happening with Noah's Reef as well this spring. So get involved, come on out, support us, and join CCA. Thank you.